of everything you want. So we are kind of like a one-stop shop for families with their financial solutions.
Cheryl, that was okay. You hit on some great things that I do too. And I want everybody to know she gave an illustration correlating our business with a business that everybody knows about. She let them know that it's a win-win situation. She let them know about our referral system and our partnership. The only thing that I would do, Cheryl, is I will put that Walmart portion that you did at the end in the beginning. Because you want to paint the picture before you start breaking down what the areas are. You want to paint a picture of what we do in whole first and then tell them the companies, instead of telling the companies first and then telling them how we do it in the back end. And what I've noticed to be more generic to meet the needs of all people, I've been using Amazon versus Walmart. So I'll just say that I've been using Amazon, and I think people are just, we're all virtual right now. It's more like even level. Everybody knows and is familiar with it. So you may get a different response with Amazon if you want to use that one. But I'll let you guys know how I plant the seed for this, because I let them know in the beginning. The screen comes up and I say, hey, a lot of people like to call our company the Amazon of the financial services industry. We bring high-end products to middle-income families. We provide a service to middle-income families that they would not be able to get if they went directly to these companies themselves. We create a win-win relationship for our clients and for the companies, because just like you said, Cheryl, these companies, they don't have a lot of representatives. They can't reach that many people. But remember, I told you in the beginning, we have over 130,000 licensed representatives. So that means we can reach the needs of more people. But the beautiful part about our business is when you, watch this part again, when you give Jen, when you refer some clients to Jen, she's going to be able to provide a service to them that's all complimentary, because we don't charge our clients. And I smile when I say that, because this is great information. Some people cannot sit down with a financial advisor and just get information because they don't have the money, right? I don't say that part, I'm saying that to you guys. But when I say that is, I say when you refer people to Jen, the beautiful part about our business is we don't have to charge them. We don't charge them a consultation fee, because remember, we focus on middle income families and we want to provide as much education as possible. Some middle income families don't necessarily have that money delegated or allocated towards the side just to get the education. So we provide the education and we let our clients tell us what they need, right? So these companies pay us in the back end. So it's a win-win for our clients that's being overlooked, middle income families, and it's a win-win for these companies. And then I go through, and and I say it again, and when you refer people to Jen, she'll be able to help them with all of these areas when she finished getting her licenses. She'll be able to help in 401ks, annuities, managed investments, mutual funds, legal protection like wills and identity theft, because we all know someone who's passed away and it's gotten a little messy because they didn't allocate where they wanted their, where they wanted their things to go. Mortgages, auto and home insurance, Vivint, and of course, life insurance. So I plant the seed for wills there. And I've been getting a lot of wills. Like I just got a letter from like Virginia, whatever, from Primerica, number 4 in wills in the state, because I've been actually being more conscious of making sure my guys are getting paid and doing wills.
Did you guys know that you could win off of just getting wills, the Universal Studios trip?
I didn't know that until guys.
Okay, just FYI, Suge is on track for the trip. She doesn't need to compete that way. But if so little people do these other services, guys, especially if you're in DC and Maryland, you don't need a license. Or if your guys are in DC and Maryland, you don't need a license to offer that. And that even makes the recruit more excited to get you in the field so that you can say more of the same stuff to different people in their market. But watch what Suge just did, right? She says, in lieu of the fee, we just asked you to introduce us to 10 others, people that are like you, family oriented, so it allows us to continue doing more business. That's a perfect addition. Suge did that herself, where she added the 10 in there. Why? Because it sets the tone for later.
Because I'm going to ask for 10.
A lot of the tie downs, guys, at the end, our point is to alleviate them from alleviating lessen the possibility of them saying, I don't know anybody. Because you said in the beginning, you do know people, even though you may not need the help yourself. Or we've already talked about it. You've been nodding your head this whole time to me or Suge, we're going to get some referrals. You agree that people were struggling. You're not living in a bubble. You're having 700,000 people. Your coworker ain't doing as good as you. Your 401k may be good, but you know somebody that's complaining at that job right now. And usually it's about money. So moving forward, going to compound interest, this is one of the, if not the most important slide when it comes to the money commitment. Because at this slide, as you guys may or may not already know, most of you guys should, we're just trying to find out how much money they waste. And yesterday, we both agreed that we don't really ask people how much they waste, right? We don't want to make people feel like they waste money, but just spend unnecessarily, right? Things that they can do, right? So on this slide, what you're trying to do is figure out that, but there's a certain way to do it. So there might be a style you guys do. At the end of the day, the whole purpose is still to find out how much money they waste. So role play with me real quick. Let's see, let me pick somebody. Brandon. I'm gonna pick up Brandon. I don't call him Brandon that much. Hey, Brandon.
You know he has the children.
Oh, I'm gonna ask Shia. Just joking. We know you have grown boys. Okay, actually, let me call on Gabe and Tanya again. Tanya, Gabe.
Hi. Sorry.
Hey, привет. Okay, role play with me real quick. Okay. So, let's say you take $200, Tanya, and first of all, is $200 a lot of money these days?
No, not really.
Right. Now, if you lose it, it's a lot, right?
That's true.
Yeah, so it depends. But I know you don't waste $200 a month. However, if I strapped you or tied you to a lie detector test, and I asked you, Tanya, tell the truth, how much do you think you spend unnecessarily, on silly things like chips, soda, coffee, things you don't need to buy, but you do just because you can? Maybe Amazon, right? Some days 0, some days 50. But how much do you think you spend on average daily?
Oh my God. Don't put me to that machine, right? Probably like at least $10 a day.
Okay, 10.
Just
So
on
let's So let's say you take $10 a day times 30 days. That's $300 a month, isn't it?
yes.
So that means, though, you could save $200 a month if you really put your mind to it, couldn't you?
That's true.
Right? Now, how old is your youngest child, by the way?
18 months.
8? Wow. Okay. So basically almost 2 years, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. I know you don't want your baby to grow up that much, but that's quick, right? But let's say your baby's 2 years old. That means that in the next 35 years, your baby's going to be 37, right?
Yes.
So if you just take $200 a month and save it under your mattress for the next 35 years, that's $84,000 that your baby will have. I know it's a scary thought, but if you invest it earning 3%, that's $148,000. At 6%, it's $286,000. But take a wild guess, Tanya. What do you think it would be at 12%?
Probably will double.
Like 5, 6?
Like 600,000.
1.3 million, right? And so let me stop right there, guys. Thank you, Tanya. So, spasiba. When what I just did, there are a couple of things there, right? And Shug does a similar thing too. At the end of the day, we just ask, how much do you waste? We both use Amazon, right? Everybody's ordering Amazon. Some of you guys are ordering Amazon. Hopefully, self-development books, right? But what I just asked Tanya, I said, so you could save $200 a month if you really put your mind to it, couldn't you? What did I just do? I just made Tanya agree with me that she could put aside how much? $200 a month. So now when I go to quote you for $100, don't give me, I can't afford it. Because guess what? You just fell in the trap, right? In a good way. And I'm going to help you make a really good decision for your family so that you're not just spending money on Amazon that depreciates, but something on your family that could provide a generational wealth if they invest at death claim, right? So I just made you tell me that. Shug, you want to add anything?
I do mine's exactly like very similar to Jen's. Let me say the only thing that I do is I have, instead of telling them if they came to me, I mean, what I say is if they came to me and asked me to help them grow their money. versus me giving them an illustration. If they did this, if they did this, I just paint the picture of, now imagine you came to me and you said, hey, you wanted to work on saving your money. Because I only basically use it if they tell me in the beginning they want to save money. And I said, yeah. And I said, how much money did you want to save? And they said $200. And I said, awesome, that's a great idea. And I break it down. Remember, I always break things down so people can see it in simplest form in their mind. I said, yeah, that's an awesome idea. If you came to me and told me that $200, that's just $50 a week. That's just $10 a work day. That's a great idea. And I break it down the same exact way Jen does.
Good. And again, guys, transitions, right? So before we get to the next slide, because the next slide is when, unfortunately, the husband passes away and we got to really sell the nightmare there. People get really excited on the compound interest slide, don't they, guys? So I feed off on that. A lot of people, Sarah, get excited about accumulating their money, but doesn't it take time for money to grow? She says yes. And in this crazy world we live in, though, couldn't anything happen to us tomorrow? And majority of people are going to say, yes, today it could happen to us. And you know what? I'm getting those responses, and it's actually helping it me close, because they're saying that today they could pass away. They're saying it, not even me. They're saying tomorrow, today we could pass away. Wow. I'm getting that right now, and it's just flowing into what? This slide, the family slide. So Shug does this so phenomenally, and obviously from a standpoint of having a family herself, this is something that really hits home when you do it the right way. And you do have to take time on this. At certain points you speed up, at certain points you slow down. Shug, go ahead and do the slide.
Okay, so when we get to this slide, the beginning part of it, I go pretty quickly. I said, look, this is a basic family. Oh, no, not yet. I said, this is a basic family, right? You see everything that's coming in is what? And I let them say going out. Exactly. Everything is coming in is going out. They have no extra money. And if you look at their bills, they're all basic bills. You don't see a boat, date night, happy hour, entertainment. So I'm letting them know the basic bills that you may have extra. This person doesn't even have that, right? So what's the worst thing financially that can happen to this family? And then I let them say whatever it is. And they'll say, most people say if they lose their job. And I say, okay, of course, but we're in America. We know how to make money. You could Uber Eats, make meals at your house. Like, you can do something. We know how to make t-shirts. What's the worst thing financially that can happen to this family? And then I click the button and I say, if an income earner is permanently gone, because bills don't have sympathy. Her bills are not going to say, look, I know you lost the love of your life and the father of your child. You can just pay half of us. No, the bills want to just keep coming in. And then and I say this in the light of, I say, and God forbid if something happened to you, Jen, let's say in 2 weeks, God forbid this happened. Would you want your daughter to be better off, worse off, or the same?
Better.
Of course, you didn't have to think about that. But now I want you to think about this. Now, if something did happen to you, God forbid it happened to you in 2 weeks, how long would she be taken care of for? The next.
Oh my God, not long.
Now, is that ideal for you?
No.
Now, that's why we say when it comes to income protection, because we call life insurance income protection. When it comes to your income protection, that's something that you want to be proactive with versus reactive, because in a reactive stance, when it comes to protecting your income, you can't say anything, right? And we like to call it income protection because it doesn't work like other insurances, like car insurance. You have car insurance, right? Jen?
Yeah, sorry, I was unmuted. Yes.
Right? Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, do you feel even comfortable with the amount of money that you're paying for your car insurance right now?
God, no.
Because I know so many people are paying so much. How much, if you don't mind me asking, how much are you paying for your car insurance?
Like $250.
All right. And when they say it, I write it down. Because if they try to block me and they try to push later on about paying for a $50 or $100 app, and you're insuring something that's $260, that's replaceable, I'm going to use that later. Okay, so I'm gaining my ammo. So I write down $260 a month. Okay, now I know you have insurance, right? And you just said it, you paying $260. I know you have total coverage. Now, if something happened to you, you total your car, you pay the deductible, you're going to get another car because that's replaceable, right? Cell phone insurance, you break your phone, drop it in water, you'll pay a little deductible, but you'll get another phone because that's something replaceable. Life insurance, no, it doesn't work like that. You can't jump in front of a speeding car and like, oh, I'm okay because I have life insurance. No, it's not going to bring the life back. It's only going to protect the income. Right. So
that was amazing.
Do that slide. Because people are spending like $200 something a month for insuring something that's $25,000 or $20,000. that you're going to get another one of.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. You guys, I hope you guys really caught what she did there. That is the best lie that I've ever heard Shug do, ever. I mean, so much growth in the QA. I mean, it just makes sense because she's been on so many appointments and fell right on her face and people bullying her, right? Even though it's kind of hard to even imagine Shug being bullied because, you know, we both are fighters for good stuff. But let's go on to closing. So this is, when you get to this slide, guys, once you get to this slide, remember, you just got them excited. You brought them up. You took them down, right? They just realized dying too soon, living too long. They just realized that. Now you're going to build their financial house, but you got to help them build their priorities, right? Put their priorities together. Just like, and this is something that I'm just saying to you guys too. Have you guys ever heard Shaq ask a client, if you've been in the field with him ever? I know it's been really long since Shaq's been in the field with any of us. And you'd be lucky to even have Shaq there. However, have you guys ever heard Shaq ask, do you feel like there's enough time in the day to do everything you want to do? Everybody says what? No. Right, you have to prioritize your time, don't you? That's the same thing with your money. There's so many things you want to do, but you still have to prioritize where your money needs to go. And this is where we're doing that just without asking those questions, guys. Okay? So these are the areas that we help families with. First, debt elimination, Shug. You just want to get out the fastest way possible. 2, college savings or savings in general for your children. 3, retirement options outside of what you may have. Because if you're not on track for your goals, wouldn't you rather find out now versus 30 years from now? Yeah. And last but not least, protecting your income properly with life insurance. Because when you build a house physically, what's the strongest part of that house? They say foundation. Right. If you hired me or Jenny to build your dream house, then you tell us, can you just low budget me? I don't want to spend a lot on this house. Just make it really, I want to be cheap. And we turn back and we say, okay, Shug, we're going to use the cheapest, lowest quality material to build your dream house. Are you really going to let us do that? No, because any house built on a weak, cheap foundation, what happens to the rest of that house?
Crumbles.
On your family, doesn't it? So can you see why Jenny is learning how to protect a family's income properly before she addresses everything else? Right? And Shug does very similar to that. Shug hits on it like right there. Shug, you want to add your, how you do that?
So the way that I do this is I always plant the referral seed. So I say, when you refer people to Jen, right, she's going to get, what are their main priorities, right? What are their top 3 financial goals? Now, we can assist whoever you refer to Jen with eliminating debt effortlessly, growing their money easily. But one thing that we say is we always have at the foundation of your financial house is your income protection, right? Because if we help you eliminate some money and you put a couple $100s towards that, and you put some money in an investment, in a couple months you pass away, and we didn't analyze your income protection, we did a disservice to your family, right? Because your family can't eat from a couple dollars in an investment that hasn't even taken time to grow. Your family can't eat and you prioritize debt over protecting your income. So can you see why we have income protection as the foundation when it comes to your financial house?
Amazing. So hopefully that helps, guys, right there, because by the time you get here, you already know you're going to close or not, or you should go for it, or you're probably not going to get anything. Any questions?
Yes. So Sarah had a question. And Sarah, just unmute yourself really quickly. Now, you said you're having people who are not giving you the referrals. Ask me for referrals. How do you do it?
First, I would ask, like, are you comfortable giving me a list of names and numbers?
Okay.
Like, this is for, like, recruits that I have.
Perfect.
Referrals.
And just even right there, right? Just that statement, I refrain from asking yes or no questions. Because if you want to ask me a yes or no question, I'm gonna say no. That's gonna be nope. No, sorry. That's everyone's default. Default is always no. So you have to kind of like tighten it up. Do you feel comfortable? I'm not asking about comfortability. It's not my job to make you feel comfortable. Your finances aren't comfortable, right? Without actually saying that. So all I say is when I'm at, and you're talking about the recruit or the client, Sarah?
I'm talking about recruits. Like I had a recruit who did not want to give me, she gave me a list of names, but she didn't want to give me numbers. She wanted to check with her friends first to make sure they were okay.
Now, is this a recruit on her top 25, or is this her giving you referrals to go for QAs for you or for her? Like,
Yeah, this is like on the Fast Start meeting.
oh, so this is Fast Start.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Let me
that's different from referrals.
Yeah, let me bump in real quick. So Sarah, we're talking about more referrals in the QA right now.
Okay.
And obviously we don't have a lot of time for me and Shug to go into full detail about the Fast Start. However, there is a really good training about the Fast Start meeting that Shug and I did. I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but we did touch on that. And just recently, Jenny and I had a girl that's direct to her, and very nice girl. I mean, very short list as well. You know, Latina girl, very caring, very R-ish, right? And when you run into an R personality, they care so much about what their friends and family think. I mean, they are so scared. It's not even a joke, right? But you can't make fun of them. You got to really like kind of be firm with them. So I scale back and I say, hey, Jenny, listen, we're not going to be able to move forward if you don't trust me. Earlier, remember I mentioned there's nothing that I can teach you that's not gonna help you, because if it doesn't help you, it doesn't help me, and we grow together. But do you think I would really embarrass you and hurt your credibility in front of your friends and family, and think you would still put me in front of other people? Are you asking that question, Sarah?
No, because this was just a girl I got off Facebook prospecting.
Oh, that's fine. So the question is, are you asking that question? So
no.
if you're not asking that question, then I would definitely highly recommend you ask that question, because again, the quality of your questions will equal the quality of the answers you get. And you know, this girl, she wasn't comfortable, like Shug said. It ain't our job to make you feel comfortable, whether you're a client or a recruit. You ain't comfortable with your financial situation, and that's why you got recruited to this company. That's why you're in the webinar, right? You're here because you have trusted me, right, Shug, to help you get to the next level financially. And if you're gonna trust me to help you make more money, you have to trust me that I'm gonna, you know, stick by your side and do right by you. So we gotta work together here, okay? And so she was very uncomfortable, ripped the Band-Aid off, made the first call. She was okay. Now we have a QA. She got a recruit yesterday. It's only been a couple of days, right? But you got to be firm with that. And then on top of that, the way that we ask, like if you really notice how Shug is presenting, there's a certain strength and passion behind the tone of voice. It's not rude, it's passion, right? You can tell that if Shug says, well, I'm going to get 10 referrals, you know, there ain't no hesitation in there, right? There's no hesitation. But if you ask, hey, do you feel comfortable, right? This is a lot of new people, right? Do you feel comfortable giving me names and numbers? Because if you sound not sure of yourself, you mirror that onto the new recruit or even the client. So you set the tone, right? Be what is it called? Don't be a thermometer, be a thermostat. Thermometers take the temperature of the room. Thermostats set the temperature, right? Shug, anything?
No, that was
Okay.
it for that one. Did anybody else have any questions about any of the questions that we went over? Hello, did you have a question?
Yeah, I actually wanted to see if you can go back over. Sorry, I wrote it down here. After the current reality, I think that was before the wheel, and
Okay. The Primerica one, Primerica has the answers.
I think that might have been it. Where you had mentioned that we're high tech, high touch,
Mm-hmm.
and specifically when you asked, where you're telling the client, hey, so with the people you introduced to Jen, you know, that whole segment right there where you're basically fitting in the referral. Can you just go over that one more time, please?
Yeah. No problem.
And obviously we're going to hear that again from the recording, right? Thomas, it's recorded?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
but I definitely want to hear it one more time.
I did say that we're high tech and high touch.